Y'all, they want to keep us broke, so we're stuck here. Like, this is all. Think about it. They want us to be broke and poor because they want us to be stuck in the United States. They don't want us to leave.
Just a quick PSA to anybody who's listening. Um, the only person who is keeping you broke, you, the person next to you, the person who's soon to be next to you, the only person keeping that person broke is that person. So if it's you who is keeping you broke. If we're referring to the person next to you, the person next to you is keeping the person next to you broke. You get what I'm saying? There's this sort of pattern here, right? Me, if I am broke, and when I was broke, I was keeping me broke. That's how that works. So first, I'm kind of trying to understand, who is this they, right? Oftentimes when I hear they, it could usually mean a few people. It is either the government, right? My employer, or the white man. 9 times out of 10, it is the white man before all else. The white man is keeping us poor. The white man is keeping us down. The white man is keeping us broke. I got news for you. The white man does not necessarily give a damn about your personal finances, because the white man doesn't actually exist. It's a concept. It's a construct. You know, the word that y'all love to use. It is a figment of your own imagination. You have created a caricature of a white man, some guy who is just suppressing you. When in reality, it is your own limiting beliefs. It is what you are willing to do or not to do. These things are keeping you from not being broke, dusty, and busty. Sometimes musky. Let's continue.
That's what it's starting to feel like. They're making it harder and harder for us to like be able to afford to leave. Yeah. And if you really think about it, like how they teach, it's dangerous. It's dangerous in the United
Wait,
States.
did I miss something? Hold up.
Yeah. And if you really think about it, like how they teach.
Yeah, she had to cut something out because it sounded that crazy. If this is what made the cut, I can only imagine what the hell did not. Like, damn. This is what made the cut? This is it? This is the take? You know, sometimes when I'm, filming one of these videos, I don't necessarily do, a whole bunch of edits, things of that nature. I'm going off the top. But sometimes I might start the video over like 5 or 6 or 7 times just to really get in the spirit of it and the energy of it. But damn.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous in the United States. I don't understand how y'all feel safe here, and it's not safe at all. It's crazy, yo. They're trying to keep us here. I need to get the hell up out of here. I'm starting to see. They want us to be stuck here. They want.
I'm gonna start with this. There is nobody, and I mean nobody, of any color, creed, nationality, religion, etc. Nobody is trying to keep you. As a matter of fact, let me get you off the screen real quick. Let me address you. Nobody is trying to keep you anywhere in their own vicinity. At least not any fully sane individuals, self-respecting sort of people. None of those people want to keep you anywhere. If anything, they would rather have you leave the premises, leave their vicinity, or better off, leave the country entirely, right? So seems that what is actually going on here is that you find yourself in a situation where you have made bad financial decisions, or you continue to make bad. How can I make that judgment? Let's start there. How can I make the judgment that this woman is making bad financial decisions? Number one, she told us that she is indeed broke, right? Again, you are in a developed nation, majoritively free market capitalistic system. You have the opportunity to create opportunity for yourself, to advance yourself financially, etc. But that aside, you are, how do I say this? You're big, right? You're bigger. I don't necessarily see all the proportions on screen, but by the face, by the neckline or the neck roll, and the shoulder extension, you're a bigger girl. No problem with that. But the reality is you are investing into your belly, right? So there's some money there. I don't know who's paying rent. Maybe you live with your folks. I don't know who's paying for light, electricity, etc. I don't know who's paying for your ventilation because you got a fan going, so you definitely got electricity going, right? I don't know who's paying for that. I'm guessing it's you, right? But if it's not, then I can assume that at the very least you are feeding yourself. So, that's an investment. So maybe if we, I don't know, save a little bit of money when it comes to that side of things, right? Then we could start to maybe put a little bit of money aside, right? And then the money we put aside, we could actually use to fulfill the thing that you claim to actually be about, which is to leave the United States because white people have it out for you, whatever. So what you do is, you set apart some money, and maybe it's just one less, snack at Starbucks, one less big sugary drink, one less, I don't know, 3, 5, 10 plates less at whatever buffet, like that sort of thing right there. You start to collect up some funds. You get enough money and you just have to buy a one-way ticket to wherever you're going. It's really that simple. So get yourself a one-way ticket and you can make that transition for yourself. You can make that move, right? That's kind of how you can start to take personal accountability or responsibility for your life. You take back agency of your life, right? You're not going to be out of broke. You still got to do far more when it comes to your limiting beliefs and things of that nature. But when it comes to, you leaving this god awful place that's so dangerous, it's terrible, the white man, right? He's out to get you. Yeah. If you want to get out of that situation, I would suggest you just save up a couple of your shekels and you get the hell out of America. As a matter of fact, I would recommend that, highly recommend. I might even be at a point where I am willing to fund part of the expenses to get you the hell out. And a few others who are like you, those who continue to complain about the very same place that affords them the opportunities that they continue to benefit from, right? Most developing nations or third world, etc. nation, the poorest population is not the biggest, which shows you something about what poverty actually looks like in America. It's not to say it doesn't exist, but there is something to be said about the fact that we have the largest poor population. You can say, well, food quality, etc. Yeah, of course. I get that. Food quality, sure. But amounts of food, availability of those food items, right? It's not like the kids in Uganda or something like that, or I guess the impoverished kids in Uganda are not eating some of the, let's say, unhealthier foods or whatever it may be, right? It's just the fact that they're not eating complete truckloads of those foods, right? So you are in a place where you have the ability to get, big. You have housing. I'm guessing you have insulated cooling or heating, those sorts of things. Yeah. If you wish to disown that, you can gladly do so. It's going to cost you no more than a single ticket. In some places, I mean, you could pay just a few $100 and you're out of here, like for good, get on a nice little cheap airline, just get the hell out of here. That's really the advice I have, because come on.
Want to trap us here so we can't leave. Y'all, they want to.
Newsflash, a lot of folks are actually tired. They're tired as hell, y'all. They want to get rid of y'all. They're tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of these types of people. I really am. I'm fatigued at this point, and we want you gone. We would rather have you elsewhere, anywhere else. So I can assure you that they're definitely not trying to keep you.
Keep us broke, so we're stuck here. Like, this is all. Think about it. They want us to be broke and poor because they want us to be stuck in the United States. They don't want us to leave. That's what it's starting to feel like. They're making it harder and harder for us to be able to afford to leave. Yeah. And if you really think about it, how they teach, It's dangerous.
And she wanted to get deep right there. If you really think about it, like, oh, girl, that didn't make no damn sense. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Just put out the rest of the damn video. Well, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, it is dumb. You know what? I'm exposed to a lot of dumb things on a daily basis, and that was one of the dumbest things. It was not the, but one of. I would pay for ticket. Well, yeah, I would too. Actually, we could probably do a GoFundMe situation, right? I think that should be allowed on there. We can do a GoFundMe where we just, put together a small working fund that you can continue to pull money out of every time, we want to send one of these individuals out. I'll buy you a ticket to Congo. Congo. If you don't want to go broke, stop voting for Democrats. I mean, yeah, that would be helpful. Don't vote for socialists and communists who literally intend for you to remain poor, except for themselves, of course, as the ruling class. So she's saying white people want to be around black. I'm telling you, you don't want to get in that conversation because it's a lie. Most black folk who are rational-minded, civilized, they don't want to be around you either. You can't fix stupid. You definitely cannot, sir. You definitely. I used to try to do that. White people just don't. Yeah, that's true. They're just literally, they could care less. Yeah, again, this idea of the white man. Which white man exactly? Which one is it? What, like, I'm yet to find an exact one that's like, this is the white man who's doing this, and this to me. Like, this guy right here is why I'm poor. This guy right here is why. Like, I'm yet to find that guy. Maybe it's your boss, but again, you took the job. So technically it's still not him. You're underpaid. By whose standard? Is that the marketplace telling you that? Because a barista is as much as a barista's worth. You know what I mean? It's not to say your human worth, your sense of self-worth. No. It's to say in the marketplace, pouring a cup of coffee is not as valuable as owning the establishment where others are pouring the coffee, that sort of thing. Let's see. She could have left the Biden administration, blah, blah, blah. Zero self-awareness, zero brain cells. There is single sect in America that gets more privilege than a black. Yeah, there is a single. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody else can whine like that. To all black people, research the nickname of the Republican Party leading up to and beyond Civil War I. Don't be dumb. There is one side who wants to see black people succeed. That's facts. Oh, why don't the Republicans do more for black people? Because they see you as an equal. The Democrats, how do they see you? As an idiot. They see you as not able, shout out to, statements such as they don't know how to find the DMV. They can't get an ID. Definitely. They don't know how to work computers. One statement was even made. I believe it's the the governor of New York. She said, the black children in the Bronx who don't even know what a computer is. And I'm thinking to myself, I am nearly 1,000% certain that nobody is using these damn computers, phones, tech more than the kids in the damn Bronx. You know what I mean? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? What else we got on here? We have, yes, it's it. It's been 400 years. Just, I wish that they would realize that white people aren't stopping them from anything. It's just you in your own way. Okay, that's my quote of the day. Shout out to brother Lawrence right there for being a positive light in people's lives. Yeah, it is personal finance. If you don't learn money and you never figure the money thing out, that's your fault. There's a language to money. There is an understanding of how money works. I've had to devote myself to understand. I was broken than broke. When I first started doing these videos, folks, like when y'all first started really seeing me going in, there were times my account was in the red. And now I've saved up more money in the last few months than I probably have collective in the last decade. Sounds crazy as hell, but I finally buckled down and started making different decisions. I chose different habits. That's how that works. And that's a choice. And you have that choice. Black, white, red all around, everywhere in between. You have a choice to make. Am I going to continue to play the victim narrative or the victim card, or am I going to pull myself by the bootstraps. You know, that evil old saying, pull yourself up and make something of your life. Thank you guys for tuning in. Now, if you'd like to stay around, make sure to click that little subscribe button down there, or you can show some love by going to the description below and clicking on the button titled Buy Me a Coffee. Leave a little something there, or click on the Cash App. Leave a little something here. Till the next time, peace.
I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 3-6-5, that's a full rotation. I see you looking up, you know them constellations. Constantly gazing like house of praises, you get to praising.